Hello friends, so today I'm back again with another story from the Timeless collection. Let's listen to Thakur Ka Kuan written by Munshi Premchand. So without any further delay, let's begin with the story. Joku conveyed the lota to his mouth, however, the water smelled badly. He said to Gangi, "What sort of water is this? It stinks so much. My throat is burning, and you give me water that is unfit to drink." Each evening, Gangi filled the water containers. The well was far off, and it was hard for her to make several excursions. She'd brought this water yesterday, and there had been no terrible stench till then. How might it be there now? She brought the lota to her nostrils, and it unquestionably smelled foul. Without a doubt, some creature much likely had fallen into the well and died. In any case, she didn't know where else she could get any water. No one would let her walk up to the Thakur's well. Even while she was far off, people would start yelling at her. At the other end of the village, the shopkeeper had a well, but even there they wouldn't let her draw water. For people like herself, there wasn't any well in the village. Joku had been sick for several days, held back his thirst for a little while. Then he said, "I'm so thirsty, I can't stand it. Bring me the water, I'll hold my nose and drink a little." Gangi did not give it to him. His sickness would get worse from drinking bad water, that much she knew. But she didn't know that by boiling the water, it would be made safe. She said, "How can you drink it? Who knows what kind of beast has died in it? I'll go and get you some water from the well." Surprised, Joku stared at her. "Where can you get more water? The Thakur and the shopkeeper both have wells. Won't they let me fill just one lota?" "You'll come back with your arms and legs broken, that's all. You'd better just sit down and keep quiet. The Brahman will give a curse, the Thakur will beat you with a stick, and that money lending shopkeeper takes 5 from everyone when he gives. Do you think people like that are going to let you draw water from their wells?" Harsh truth was in these words, and Gangi could not deny it. But she wouldn't let him drink that stinking water. By 9 at night, the dead, tired field hands were fast asleep. Gangi reached the Thakur's property to get water from his well. The dim glow of a small oil lamp lit up the well. Gangi sat hidden behind the wall and began to wait for the right moment. Everybody in the village drank the water from his well. It was closed to nobody. Only those unlucky ones like herself could not use their buckets here. Gangi suddenly felt very angry. Why was she so low and those others so high? Because they wore a thread around their necks? There wasn't one of them in the village who wasn't rotten. They stole, they cheated, they lied in court. Then how were they so high and mighty? She heard people approaching the well and her heart began to pound. If anybody saw her, she'd get an awful kicking out. She grabbed her bucket and rope and crept away to hide in the dark shadows of a tree. 2 women had come to draw water and they were talking. One said, "There they were eating and they order us to get more water. The men folk get jealous if they think they see us sitting around taking it easy." "That's right. And you'll never see them pick up their pitcher and fetch it themselves. They just order us to get it as though we were slaves." After they had filled their buckets and left, Gangi came out from the shadow of the tree and drew close to the well platform. The idlers had left. The Thakur had shut his door and gone inside to the courtyard to sleep. Gangi took a moment to sigh with relief. On every side, the field was clear. Gangi tiptoed up onto the well platform. Never before had she felt such a sense of triumph. She looped the rope around the bucket like some soldier stealing into enemy's fortress at night. She peered cautiously on every side. If she were caught now, the slightest hope of mercy or leniency won't be there. Finally, with a prayer to the gods, she mustered her courage and cast the bucket into the well. Slowly, slowly, it sank in the water. There was not the slightest sound. Gangi yanked it back up with all her might to rim off the well. No strong armed athlete could have dragged it up more swiftly. She had just stooped to catch it and set it on the wall when suddenly the Thakur's door opened. The jaws of a tiger could not have terrified her more. The rope escaped from her hand with the crash of the bucket, the rope after it, and for a few seconds there were sounds of splashing, yelling, "Who's there? Who's there?" The Thakur came toward the well, and Gangi jumped from the platform and ran away as fast as she could. When she reached home, Jhoku, with the lota at his mouth, was drinking that filthy, stinking water. So, friends, this is the end of this story. Please stay tuned for the next story. Please keep listening and keep supporting. Thank you so much.